Wholeness, beautiful beings. This is Rasheedah Silvertree here. Welcome to this wonderful reading. Please excuse my absence. I have been faced with some very interesting happenings in my life. I don't want to call them setbacks because everything is for our growth, and we are continuously growing through challenging times. So if you find yourself going through a challenging time, just remind yourself that it's something that isn't going against you. Everything is working for you and for your evolution of your consciousness, the expansion of your consciousness. Okay, everything is pushing you to embrace supreme loving guidance. Okay, so excuse my my absence. In the month of February, I think I only probably got one reading done. This will be the first, and luckily, by the time you receive this message, it will be right before the opening of the new moon this Saturday. So I feel so happy and grateful to be able to share a message with you. So a few moments before I jump into this, a title came to me for the message, and I got circles and circles, okay? And I just felt that was the most appropriate. So before we get into it, I like to always cleanse my runes with some white sage. So I'll go about that. I thank the sacred element of fire for sharing your warmth, your light, and your energy with me at this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a lot of what's happening is, it's hard sometimes to show up and do the things that you love when the spirit is being tested or challenged or stretched, if you will. And I am finally, I feel like, ready to share and to express myself and how I was, how I've been, how I will be. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm just really happy I can do this reading. It's been a challenge, for sure, but more readings will come. And this is the last month of the season of the wild boar medicine. The wild boar for me is symbolic of the earth element, and so January, February, March is the month of, in January there's a huge focus on finances. Okay, focuses on material gain, right? You have your taxes coming in. February is more of, I guess, the highlight, if you will, of the month. It's a shorter month, shorter weeks, or less weeks. There's Valentine's Day, right? Saint Valentine. And usually January and February are the coldest months of the year and of the winter time. But then you have March, and March actually is the official first month of the year. And we have spring. We have a lot going on. We have the new moon next week. The new moon portal, I believe, opens this Saturday, and then we also have the spring equinox next week. I think that's on a Monday or Tuesday. There's a lot going on. And then we just had the daylight savings time for those of you that are affected by that. So March is always very full because of all this ripe energy, because it marks, that later part of March marks the beginning, and marks spring, it marks the rebirth, it marks life, okay? New life coming through. And so with this, there are a lot of circles and cycles in life. And once we begin to study and analyze and criticize our own personal circles in our lives and our own personal cycles in our lives, we begin to understand the happenings that take place, the setbacks, if you will, the challenges, if you will, the successes, the surprises. Okay, so let's just shake these up a bit. They have not been used in a long while, so I'm sure they're ready. Just going to open them up a little bit to the white sage. Just cleanse it out a little bit. Okay. getting a message that it's ready. Let's get the white sage out of here. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 9 is symbolic of an ending. Okay, the beginning of the end of something. We have 1 rune facing upwards. We have 1, 2 energies on their side. Oh, I'm so sorry. So we have 1 and 2 runes facing upwards, 2 runes or energies on their side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runes facing downward. I'm getting in the habit of not saying runes, they're just energies. Okay, they're just symbols and sigils. All right, so let's go. So let's look at what we're facing right now, as you know, for the human collective. Again, this reading is geared towards the human collective. This is not personal readings for man, woman, child, any being out there. This is just for the human species, what we're going through in our year 7, okay? All right, so we have the energy of 9 here. We have 2 facing upwards. So 2 is the feminine energy. It is balance. It is the yin and yang, the dark, the light, the male, the female, the lingam, and the yoni, okay? And one, we can't have one without the other. That's the energy of that 2. It's soft, it feels neutral, it's balanced, not too high, not too low. So again, it's very synchronistic. We have the new moon rune, which is the dark circle there, that is symbolic of the dark moon, which is the new moon, new intentions. Setting your intentions right now is actually paramount. Now, January and February are usually the time where you really want to plant the seeds of your intentions for this year or the following year or the following season. It really depends on how you want to go about it. You can set, so if you map out your energy map in the way where you break up the year, the Gregorian calendar, into 4 quarters, okay, starting with your birth month or around your birth month, your arrival month, you can literally plan out certain things that you, like all your goals and intentions, and figure out what season is the best season for you, okay? To do things, to travel, to stay indoors, to start new projects, to end projects, to start new jobs, start new relationships. It's all up to you. But the most important thing is to tune into your cycles and, don't feel like you're missing out, okay? Don't feel like you're missing out on anything. You start when you feel ready, okay? And this is a wonderful new start. The new moon in March is a wonderful new start. Look at that. So setting our intentions is incredibly important at this time. We're planting the seeds, okay? Those of us who are gardeners, we go out and we plant the seeds towards probably the late end of March to mid-April. That's usually the time to really get those seeds in there. So by high summer, by harvest time, the season of the fall, you can harvest your ideas. You can harvest all the work you're putting into right now, or you can plant seeds for the following year, okay? The same time, you'll be able to harvest what you've planted the year before. And I can go into that in other videos in time. So the second rune that's on that's facing upward here is this. We have our ladder, okay? We have our compartments. You can see there, it looks like 2 rows there. So it's an emphasis on organization, on taking your time. It looks like a timeline. Like, you remember those numerical, what do they call that? A numerical graph, a number line, if you will. And we're taught how to make them and how to organize our numbers, even with decimals. Do you remember back in grade school? And so this is the time, setting your goals, setting your intentions, and organizing your numbers. That could be organizing your finances, organizing what is urgent, a priority, and a need for you, or a want for you. Make sure that your intentions are for you. Like, you can have and create prayers for other people, and but if you do have relationships, partnerships with others, and you're wanting a certain result with them, include yourself in the intention, because sometimes putting intentions or projecting our desires on another person may not be the best for them. Whatever they're going through is meant for them specifically. And so what you can do is focus on how to help them, how to help yourself, perceive the connection better. Okay, meaning ask yourself, how can I be more loving? How can I be more kind? How can I be more attentive? How can I be a better listener to them? That's setting an intention. And you must understand that the questions that we ask to Spirit, the question that we ask to Source, the question that we ask to Allah, the one of all things, okay, we will always receive the answers, because the answers are always within us. So when you're setting your intentions for other people, for other humans, for other human beings, or for another situation, include yourself in that prayer, okay? A lot of us will pray for someone who's ill or pray for someone who's sick, but really focus on the relationship you have with that person, because that is what will help them. Okay, now let's take a look here at the runes that are on their sides. And again, I'll just want to reiterate the I keep calling them runes. The energies that are facing upwards are energies that are facing us, that we're facing right now, or that are important for us to pay attention to. The energies that are on their side are energies that are known to some and unknown to others, okay? And then the energies facing down are the energies that are kind of ruling the show. The scene, the unseen rules the scene, okay? So let's take a look at what some of us are aware of and some of us aren't quite. Okay, so we have the manifestation rune. We have the full moon. So really in the upcoming moon, full moon, those of us who are truly tuned in and aware of what we really want, focus in on your intentions now, because that next full moon at the beginning of April is paramount. It's going to be a revelation of some kind. It's going to be something of a very strong yes or a very strong no of what you're trying to manifest. So really dig in deep on your intentions you're setting right now, because the answer is going to come within early April. To some of you, okay? To others, pay attention, because that's what I'm seeing. Because some of you guys are aware of this energy and you're aware of what you want to manifest. Others, you're kind of confused. You're not as focused, and you need to really pay attention to what you're doing and the intention behind what you're doing, or maybe the intentions behind what other people are doing around you that may be affecting you in ways that you're not aware of. And the second rune again. Okay, so you have that. Sorry, my hands are a little smudgy with a little dirt there. But look at that. That's that water energy again. Oh, I see water in a seed. So again, seed, rebirth, pregnancy. There's all kinds of beautiful gifts and beautiful things that are coming. If more focus is being put on what's being manifested, because things are being created all the time. We're tuning into creations all the time. Another thing I want to touch on a little bit with it when it comes to technology, my dear human collective, what I'm noticing when I'm tuning into my electronic devices is that there's a lot of imitation going on. A lot of imitation going on. You have people who will come up with an original idea, and then that original idea is replicated, duplicated over and over and over and over again. The same song, the same dance movements, the same, just everything is copying one another. There's a lack of originality. And that to me is very concerning in a way, because we as a collective, we all have these beautiful, beautiful imprints of energy, unique blueprints of energy that we come into this world with, and that some of us have to spend our whole lifetime really honing in on it and crafting it in such a way where we can understand it. But we come in with unique gifts, unique talents. And what I'm finding is with our technologies, it's taking, like, the beautiful thing is that we're sharing all this with each other, but the ugly side of it is really kind of concerning. Like, we don't be a cookie cutter. Like, go with what feels right and what feels unique and what feels true to you. Because when you lose yourself in, oh, this is cool, this is hot, this is so trendy, this is the focus now, it's taking away from your, I feel, life purpose. You know what I'm saying? Make up a dance no one's ever made before. Create a piece of art no one's ever seen. And you know what? Another thing that stops us from, or I guess is put a lot of us on this duplication kick, is that a lot of us will say, well, someone's already created this. Someone's already created this piece of art. Someone's already created this dance move. Someone's already created this song. Someone's already created this building, this architecture, this has already been created. So why should I waste my time? And that is something you really have to settle with and ask yourself and meditate on for a little bit. Who are you making it for? Who are you making it for? Are you making it for yourself? Are you making it for the higher power, God? Are you making it for spirit? Are you making it for the mother, the mother earth, the father wind? Are you making it for your parents? Are you creating your life or your art for all the wrong reasons or all the right reasons, or for someone else? Ask yourself why and who you're creating it for, and that can hopefully give you some guidance. Let's take a look here. So that's our two energies that are upright, that some of us are aware of, and some of us are kind of blind to. But just know that there's that water energy, that seed energy, and then that manifestation. So be sure that you're taking consideration of what you're putting your energy into and why you're doing what you're doing, okay? And tune into the reasons and the intentions of others around you too, okay? Because their intentions may not be in alignment of yours. So just ask them outright, or just ask yourself if it's really in vibe with, or if it vibes with your principles or values. Let's move on here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energies facing downwards. 5 to me is symbolic of the man, okay? Mankind, womankind, humankind, the alchemist, okay? The alchemist is the master of all elements: water, fire, wind, earth, and then, ether. Yes, okay? And we're all alchemists. Some of us aren't aware of it in this lifetime. Some of us don't practice it. Some of us have spiritual amnesia. Some of us do remember. Some of us are spending our whole lifetimes trying to repiece what it means, okay, how to use it. But the flip side to that is that the alchemist who is unaware usually is just, there's a lot of chaos in that 5 energy, okay? To me, when I see the number 5, it's like this energy going back and forth, just rocking on itself. It's not very stable until it turns into, it's flipped over and it looks like a backwards 2. All right, so 5 energy it can be quite chaotic for some people. I also practice, I'm into numerology, and so those of you who are in your year 5, your personal year 5 right now, God bless you. You keep going through it. Be in flow, okay, to grow and to know. And that's all I can tell you, because it can be kind of a roller coaster, and setting intentions can be kind of a roller coaster too, because that 5 energy is wanting us to change and to shift something, to let go, to metamorphosize. And that's really hard to build on a unstable foundation. So don't worry too much in your year 5. For those of you that are going through this, don't worry so much about trying to build something new. You need to focus on getting rid of something old that no longer is serving you. So how does that tie into this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I am going to not confuse you guys, I'm just going to flip these over, and then kind of pull these together and put them off to the side. So we have, okay. Yeah, Oh, lovely. Okay, so we have a growth, we have the herb, we have the plant, the tree medicine, okay? And then we have a deal, a new contract as well. So newness coming in, okay? And then we have, again, joy. I see joy here, happiness, good energy, pleasure. Then we have a cup. Very good energy, like something fulfilling, like being fulfilled. Okay, that water energy. And then we have the, I'm just going to see the triangle, if you will. Okay. And that triangle is that Holy Trinity. It is the mother, the womb of all creation. So these are the energies that are ruling the unseen energies, the unseen ruling the seen, the unseen energies moving about in the spirit world, or in the world that we, with limited perception of reality, we cannot see, but we can feel these energies. We can feel this calling for growth. Springtime is coming. We can feel this newness of new contracts, new relationships. I always see two people shaking hands, making a deal. And it can be a closing deal, or it can be something new. It could be like shaking someone's hand saying, thank you so much for this opportunity, but I need to move on for me. And when you don't want to burn bridges, you don't want to burn the bridge, but you want to continue on with your path, like in a very solid way. Typically for me, if I know that a contract is finished and it's complete, I don't need to nurture those relationships anymore. Like the seeds that I've planted in those relationships are strong enough and pure enough and full of love enough to where I necessarily trust that if I need to go back in time and reconnect with something or some place, that seed I planted was strong enough to where it would be a good experience to go back or to return. And that's just my personality. But those of you that are very determined and very focused and very driven and ambitious, and you kind of like blow the house down, if you will, you bulldoze through life, make sure that when a cycle is complete, that you end it with respect, with dignity, with appreciation and gratitude. Because again, the title of this energy reading is Cycles and Circles, Circles and Cycles. You have no idea. You might have to circle right on back to something in the past. Okay, like they say reputation isn't all that, but it really is. The seeds that you plant everywhere, anywhere, are important, and they can come back to kind of bite you in the butt if you're not careful. All right, some of us, if you're rising in to a higher paid position in a job, or you're getting more and more responsibilities, just be sure that you're not cutting ties per se, but you want to make sure that you're leaving people with a good memory of who you are, because you have no idea life is very funny, and you can come around circle all the way back to where you belong. It's almost like when you leave home for a number of years and then somehow you end up living in the same place that you left, but you come back with more wisdom and more growth. And that's exactly what happened to me. So you always want to leave on a good note per se, okay? And sometimes that's not always possible. Sometimes you gotta get out of Dodge and burn bridges. There are times for that, but be careful. With this pleasure and joy, again, this is like sensual, sexual, feminine energy. B stands for the behind, the buttocks, if you will, the breast. And breasts are nurturing. It's not just a sensual thing. They nurture, they give life, they feed a child, a baby. And then yes, it is sensual, where we're entering into springtime, where there's a lot of sex in nature, and cross pollination, with flowers, and things come to bloom, and everything's rich and heavy and green, and there's moisture in the soil and the rain, and all these things are the sensual part of Mother Earth, of Mother Nature, okay? And there's nothing wrong with embracing that joy and that coming excitement for the summer. And so filling your cup also is quite important. And when your cup is overflowing, fill someone's empty cup. Okay? Fill another's empty cup. Pay it forward. There's something that, self-preservation, to those of us that are traumatized, like you just want to preserve yourself, your well-being, and not have to face the nitty-gritty of the shadow self in relationships or in jobs or in life in general. Sometimes when you have an opportunity that comes your way and your cup is overflowing with abundance, share the abundance. You know what I'm saying? When you are so fulfilled that you're just overflowing with joy, share your joy. When you are have so much peace within yourself, share that peace with someone else, that wholeness with someone else. It doesn't always have to be focused on monetary gain. Like you take out a friend out to dinner, or call a friend and give them your ear for an hour and a half, or just sit in silence and in peace with someone that you care about. But when your cup is overflowing with abundance of any kind, it's okay to share it. And I'm not saying overshare. I'm not saying go and hang out with 50 people and go out and party. No, just share a little bit of you, and just don't expect anything in return. But if your cup is not fulfilled, your cup is empty, you're running dry, do not keep sharing. Don't share from an empty space in your heart. Don't do that. It causes a lot of pain and unneeded suffering, okay? And last but not least, we have the womb that will always hold us when we are in despair, or when we are content, or when we are seeking solace or solitude, or just to be held by the mother womb. Is the womb of all creation is very helpful. I have a connection to the mother. I don't know if it's because I'm in my mid-30s now, and so nature calls. You have that time where women they reach their prime, and little spirits and souls want to come in. That call to motherhood, if you will. But it's not just the call to motherhood, it's the call to mothering the self. Mother the parts of you that your mother could not mother. Right? Father the parts of you that your father could not father. This is what it means to be a true adult. And it takes time, and you need older people to show you. You need to ask for help on how to do this, because it is a very special practice, a very special spiritual practice. Self-care, self-love is very, very, very important. Giving from an empty space will only cause a lot more suffering than is needed. So self-care and self-love is a big one, that the big medicine of the mother. And so I feel very close to her. I don't look at Source as just an it, if you will. I used to be very focused on the God that I would call upon as a child, as just a God, an energy, and a man's image. And that has shifted quite a lot on my journey. I no longer find or feel that connection. If anything, it's more about protection. When I feel that masculine energy, when I'm calling upon like a higher power, and I need, protection. I need protection. I need that strength then that's when I tune into that masculine energy of what God per se would feel like or look like. But now as a woman, a grown woman, it shifted to more of the mother, the intuitive power of a mother, the guidance of a mother, the medicines of the mother, secret and mysterious medicines that we have within our own DNA, we have within our own consciousness that's been passed down to us through the ages of humanity, okay, through spirit. So with that is today's message. The circle is, to me, is the true womb of all creation. Yes, you have the Holy Trinity. Okay, that's actually the shape of the womb. All right, it's triangular, but the circle is life. It is the portal of life. It is the portal of death. It is the all and the nothing. And so with circles, it keeps going round and round and round. And with the cycles that we experience in life, things keep repeating itself. That's what I find on my journey with studying the nature of time, is that cycles, there are no nothing. I don't feel like there is anything really new per se. I think it's just a repetition of things that have already happened, but just in different forms. And what gives it a newness is your own unique expression of it. Your own unique expression of something old. And that is what gives birth to something new. So with that, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to light this Palo Santo. Here we go. Just for a closing space. I'm so happy I can do this. I am losing a bit more light now, so it's appropriate to end it now. Thank you so much. I do have another channel. It's called Rasheedah Silvertree Music. There are so many things I've been wanting to get to jumpstart this year, but again, due to some personal unforeseen events, that's been taking a little bit, slower. But my ideas and my goals have not been forgotten. And, oh goodness. Okay, hold on. I like to really light my Palo Santo. I'm not scared of the smoke, because that smoke energy is part of the wind energy, and it can be very, very cleansing, and it helps to release that stagnant energy in certain spaces. So and with that being said, someone's smoke alarm just went off. I think a neighbor's. That's funny. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so happy to be back and to be sharing, the messages again. I really, really appreciate just being able to have the space to do this. I love energy readings. And I'm working on a ton of different projects, and I can't wait to share them with you. I am learning that it's very important to copyright your product. It's very important to copyright what you create. So with that, it is a journey right now, but I'll be coming on strong pretty soon. So if you want to check out some Silvertree music, please check out Rasheedah Silvertree Music, and some of my work is there. So thank you so much. Just remember to expand your consciousness, evolve your human being, and embrace supreme loving guidance. Until next time, Merry New Moon.